Or leave it, it's a lyrical pill. Do you want it or need it to feel what is real? Just take it and know that words heal or heal. It's just a lyrical pill, something you can't taste but feel. You can take it or leave it, it's a lyrical pill. Do you want it or need it to feel what is real? Just take it and know that words heal or heal. It's just a lyrical.
Yo, what's up, my people? This is Night Neo Soul Spoken Word Variety Show, and you already know if I'm here, I'm bringing you guys beautiful people. And right now, I'm in the presence of my sister girl, Miss Lady V. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. So much great stuff going on.
Tell us about it. Don't hold back. Tell us.
Okay. Well, I just started a new radio show. It's WIGO AM. It's 1570 AM every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And we interview spoken word poets. We interview the male and female model of the week. So, oh my goodness. But it's kind of it's kind of like a show where we embrace spoken word and quality spoken word, and we kind of like talk about the music industry and things like that. It's an hour-long show, so it's a really, really great thing. Like I said, it's WIGO AM, so it's streamed online at wigoam.com.
So do you have a radio voice?
I try. I'm trying to get my
Let us hear your radio voice.
Like, hello, this is wigoam.com. 1570 AM all the time.
All right, y'all recognize that voice. Now, how long have you been doing that?
I just started it. We just did our third show, and we're trying to get sponsorship to get, we're bringing FM to AM, we try to say. So we're trying to get our sponsorship. It's the Good Time Click. It's me, Johnny Dynamite, and Mr. Love Me or Hate Me.
Oh, wow. Those are unique names.
Oh, yeah. We got a MySpace page. It's myspace.com/IHaveSpoke. And so if you go there, you can email us about being a feature spoken word artist or a feature person on the show we can talk to and, you know, promote your services and things like that.
So how did that come into being?
Well, I knew a guy, he's like a security guard at CNN, but like on the side he does this. Okay. And so he asked me, he saw me on Joyce Littell's show, he saw me doing the poetic moments. And he's like, well, yeah, you have a very good voice and I love your poetry, how about being a host for the show? And I said, really, that's nice, I've never done that before. I'm always up for new and exciting opportunities like that.
You know, that's kind of like my story. I was just like in your seat, and Tracy had heard me from previous whatevers and asked me to host a show, and that's how I became to be the face you guys see now. You know, thank you, Tracy.
You got to get out there.
Yeah, and it's amazing to when people see something in you and then they want to invest and have you, you know, do other things, because now you're doing what? Just radio. We see the beautiful book cover right there, and you do poetry. But you're going to share some poetry with us, right?
Oh yes, I'm going to share In the Midst of All the Quiet. It's in my book Imagination Overload, the life-inspired poetic verse of Lady VEE DaPoET. And it goes like this. In the midst of all the quiet, you got an inner riot telling you to get up and break the silence, take a step, try to intercept, try to break the mold, remember what the past done told, learn from mistakes, reiterate, back up, let's try again. I'm looking out for true friends, I can count them all on one hand, trust the chosen few that understand and comprehend what I'm going through. Try to find the meaning in the looking glass I'm looking through. Can you see the inner grief that's there looking back at me, wondering how to bring myself up out of this rut? Take a step out of line before my time runs completely out. I hear them shout across the fence with the greener grass. I try to sleep to let it pass, but it never fails. Dreams turn into fairy tales. Fear tells me not to go. What about an obstacle? What about what people think? What about my future goals? Shall I let them slip away? Wait another day, then the way to escape might be gone. I'd sing a sad song. Can't go along with what might have been. I want my now to be remembered in the end. Let me send this message out to you. Rise up from where you are to plan for what you could do.
Wow, I love that.
Snaps all around. Snaps
I ain't
all
gonna
around.
snap, I'm gonna stick them. Maybe something will come out. Now, what inspired you to get into poetry, and how long have you been writing poetry?
I've been writing poetry pretty much since middle school. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. It's a small spoken word scene there. But really, when people came up to me, they're like, "Well, man, you know, your words kind of inspired me. I relate to them," and that's why I made my book out, because this book is full of poems that other people have told me, "Yes, I need a copy of that for my friend," or "Yes, you know, you need to put this in a print form so I can show it to my mama or my daddy or whatever." So I'm really inspired by other people's situations, other people's, you know, the stuff that they go through, and I write about it from my perspective, from my poetry perspective.
Now, how long did it take before you actually decided to go from poetry to putting it into a book to putting it out there?
That was a long process, because every poet has their notebook. They got papers everywhere.
Yes.
And so it took me, I guess, about 2.5 years to get all the poetry I've written and kind of edit it down. This book has 50 poems, 5 chapters. And so out of like hundreds of poems, you have to pare down the 50 that you think are the best ones. So it took about 1.5 years to do that.
Then you got to decide, does this one go first or that one go first? Wow.
Because the chapters in the book are life, love, heartache, art, and observations and reflections. And so you have to kind of go through life to find love, and then when you get a heartache, and then go through art, you have to make a good transition through the book. You can't just throw everything in there and hopefully it'll fall through and fit.
Do you have an email address or MySpace that people can connect with you at?
I have most of my blog poems for, I'm working on a second book, Clenched Teeth Smiling. And most of my preview of those poems are on my MySpace page, myspace.com/Lady V DaPoet. And the website for the radio show is myspace.com/IHaveSpoke. And you can see all the pictures of, you know, Johnny Dynamite on the 1s and 2s and all that. So yeah, that's a good thing to check out.
The clenched teeth, what was that called?
Clenched Teeth Smiling. I just put a down payment on my second book, and it's going to be out April of next year. But this book is kind of like a generalization of my poetry. The second book is going to be a little bit more edgy. It's going to be, now I'm going through the little spoken word scene and stuff. I'm kind of, you know, learning from other people and seeing life in a whole different way. So it's a more kind of edgy, more, you know, kind of a truth collection. I guess I could call it that.
Do you ever remember the moment that made you know, this is what I want to do, this right here? Was there a moment or a reaction or something that just told you, this is what I want to do for the people and for my sanity? You know, sometimes poetry is your therapy.
Exactly.
I got to write this down.
I know, it's like the poem writes itself, right?
Right.
But I think that moment of clarity probably was in Augusta. I was doing, and I'm not a really good slam poet, but I went, they have a place on Broad Street, I think it's called Soul Cafe. And I got up on stage and I was so scared because I've never competed against another poet before. But when I lost the slam, but when I got off the stage, you know, somebody came up to me and she's like, that really, really touched me. And I was like, even though, you know, my little pride was hurt because I lost the slam, I was like, well, you know, even though I touched this person and she related to what I was saying, so after that I'm just like, I gotta write more, I gotta do more.
Yeah, it's amazing how one person's poem, you know, you may not get the reaction that you want, because I know a lot of times with poets, we expect, especially sometimes more men, because I guess they got the ego, they expect the whole room to stand up and applaud and be like,
not all the time.
But sometimes people are either just so at awe at what you said that they don't want to clap, whether it's pain or love, or they just are too intimidated to come to you. Right. Or sometimes when we get off the stage, you're like, nobody felt me.
Like, nobody loves me.
It took me 3 hours to write that. But you know, later on, they may see you at the grocery store, like, girl, that poem was right. I just loved it. Woo, can I get a book? You're like, wow, me? Because y'all had me depressed for 3 days writing how don't nobody love my poetry, forget this, I'll never do it again.
You never know.
So it's, you know, even though people may not embrace you and be like, great job, you may have said something that was too personal or too deep for them to even tap into, you know. So sometimes even though a person doesn't embrace you, it doesn't matter as long as you got it out. And sometimes it takes just that one person who you don't even see the crowd no more. You're like, wow, I inspired somebody, I touched somebody. So I definitely thank you just for being a motivation. And when people come out with books, that right in itself is just regal. I'm hanging out with Mr. Corvet. He's gonna bring y'all some sounds that you've never heard before. So sit back, chill out, and relax. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You look good. You're from the OH-10, right?
Yeah. I'm from
Cincinnati in the house?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. I love the guitar. It looks beautiful.
Thanks.
You're going to be playing for us soon?
Definitely.
So before we get into that, could you tell the people in NeoSoul who you are, what you got going for you?
KAMERON CORVET. I'm originally from Ohio. Play guitar, sing, write, the whole 9 yards. Been in the South for a while. After finishing school, I just stayed down here. But I guess to sum it all up, what I'm trying to bring to music is not just an acoustic vibe. I'd say the music that I do is a combination of soul. It's definitely a combination of rock music, and it's definitely a combination of pop music. But overall, I want people to just get that my main message is just about love. You know, how there's so many different things you can talk about when it relates to love. But
so how long you been playing and singing and doing all these things?
Singing longer than playing, but I've been playing since probably like '97, so about 10 years or so.
So you self-taught? You went to school? What's the background on that? Self-taught?
Mm-hmm.
So you either clip them fingernails and poke them things, get them calluses on your finger?
Them calluses, yeah.
So what was the first time you got on stage and knew, okay, they're not throwing apples anymore. I can do this. I can play in front of an audience.
Well, I've been singing for a while, so I knew I had the singing thing down pat, but I guess there was a need to get more in tune with my creative side and creating music from scratch. And I just felt like I couldn't do that as best as I could without the musical element involved. So it was right around the time that Babyface's When Can I See You Again came out.
Okay.
He was playing acoustic that I really got turned on to wanting to play the acoustic. So it was maybe a year or so after I started playing that I felt comfortable trying to play. In retrospect, I definitely wasn't as good as I am now, but I'm glad I had the guts to try.
Now, was it hard teaching yourself? Because I mean, it's embarrassing. I've had a guitar for probably 4 years, and it is the best piece of decoration on my floor that probably exists. I dust it, but the play, I'm like, I can't do it.
I say that when I tell people about playing the guitar and teaching yourself, I say the biggest part of it is picking it up every day, you know?
I pick it up and dust it.
Do you?
Oh, you talking about play it.
Pick it up and attempt to play it is like 50% of it.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if it's osmosis or it's evolution or what happens, but if you have a musical ear, you know what sounds good, and you can pretty much tell if you understand the concept of what playing a guitar is. It's making a particular position with your left hand and playing the strings with your right, and it makes a sound. So if you have a musical ear, you can pretty much figure it out, and then the rest is by just observing people and maybe picking up a book here or there.
You know, I have a musical ear, and I think you should probably pick that guitar up and let us hear a little more, you know, because we'd rather be showed than told. So can you show us and tell us?
Yeah.
I think that'll work.
First of all, on the guitar, there are a lot of flags. I've done a lot of traveling and playing, so I don't want anybody to get weirded out or anything by that.
I just act like he's playing in Ohio.
Okay. Let's see. What can I say? That would be cool. I have a song called Saying Things. It's the title of an album that I have out currently, so I'm going to play that song. And
this is a beautiful CD, you guys. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. This is Ohio style. This is him doing this thing. Okay, I'm going to stop interrupting and let you do what you do.
Right,
I'll be watching your fingers and learning.
Just can't believe what you said to me the other day. Maybe it's me. Maybe I called you to retrieve your angry ways, yeah. Look at yourself inside. See all the times I tried to make the present die and make truth out lies, yeah, and bring past memories of us back to life. 'Cause you just don't know what you've done to me by saying things Is it why do I close my eyes, open up, give you one more try to deny that it's an issue that's plaguing you day and night? I wonder what will come of this love affair, 'cause he's constantly there. Wish I could go, but where? When? What do I do? 'Cause you don't know what you're down to me. By saying things that you really don't mean. Do you even realize what you say to the supposed one you love? Constantly fighting over nothing makes me want to say enough. Is this your ideal love? 'Cause if it is, I don't think I wanna be with it. Oh girl, and you just won't never understand. You, I don't know, but you done. You just don't know how you made me feel. What you said hurt so bad, girl. Am I making myself clear? Do you understand all the words that I'm saying to you? I don't want you back, I don't need you back in my life no more.
That is beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks.
Beautiful. Oh my God. More. Yeah. More.
Wall Street losing dough on every share. They're blaming it on longer hair. Big men smoking in their easy chairs on a fat cigar without care. But as one makes the world go round, the ups and downs of carousel, changing people's heads around, go underground. People make the world go round. They make the world go round. And around and around and around and around, people make the world go round.
Beautiful. Oh my God. More. Yeah. More, please. Give us more. Oh, wow.
Cool.
You wrote that in,
Yeah.
how long it take?
You know, it seems like when emotion takes over, things come a lot quicker.
Right, yeah.
I try to develop a particular way that it comes, either music first or the lyrics first, or they kind of all come really, really, really close one after another.
So do you sometimes just get on your guitar and play and it just comes together?
Here more lately than ever, the music has been coming first. But when I first was starting out, I had lyrics in mind, and I had a particular thing I wanted to get across, and then as I fiddled around, I found the chords and the proper thing musically to accompany what I was already trying to say.
This music on your MySpace, or?
Yeah, this is actually, the song I just played is the title song for
Oh, really?
the record that I have. It's track number 10 on there.
Track number 10 is a winner. So what song are you going to play now for us?
Let's see. I could play a song that I have called The Truth.
Okay, The
it's
Truth is
also
always, that's track number 8, y'all. You know when you know.
It's pretty much about relationships going awry, and that's not saying that that's what all,
right,
you know, what I talk about, but on this particular album, it was kind of a culmination of a lot of things I've been through leading up to the completion of it. So a lot of it was about breaking up in the mature way to part ways, I guess, if you will.
Okay.
So that's what this song is about. It's just the truth of the matter being that, you know, two people weren't meant to be together.
I can relate to that truth.
You know, there's no glass breaking or, you know, dish throwing or anything.
Go ahead, tell my business. So, go ahead, go ahead and do the song.
I don't feel like living another day. I don't feel like giving another breath away to somebody who doesn't respect the words I say. I don't feel like arguing on the phone, yeah. I don't feel like going through my life alone with somebody who alienates me in my own home. I don't know the truth no more. The pain makes my heart close its doors. I don't know the truth no more. I think I'm ready. Can you set me free? Maybe time is the best thing for me. Maybe my mind is playing tricks, you see. It's so easy to fall freely for someone who very well may turn your inside out. Maybe I failed in being the right man. And maybe I'm denying that I do all that I can. I heard once that love don't love nobody. I know you don't love me, 'cause you see I don't know the truth no more. The pain makes my heart close its doors. I don't know the truth no more. I think I'm ready. Can you set me free? The truth is, I just don't think that we can be no more. The truth is, the truth is. The truth is, I just don't think that we can make it another night, yeah. The truth is, and the truth is, girl, that I don't know the truth no more. The pain makes my heart close its doors. I don't know the truth no more. I think I'm ready. Can you set me free?
That is so beautiful. Oh my
Appreciate it.
gosh! Wow. And you've been doing this for how long?
Playing for about 10 years, singing definitely longer than that, and doing the two together on and off probably I'd say about probably around 7 years, 6 or 7 years.
You have a MySpace, an email address people can get at you?
Yeah, definitely. The MySpace.
Show the camera that face.
MySpace. The MySpace is just myspace.com/Cameron Corvet, and it's like it's Cameron with a K, just to make sure. It's Cameron with a K, and it's Corvet like sorbet with a C, C-O-R-V-E-T. So it's like KAMERONCORVET. So it's Cameron Corvet. That's the website too, just CameronCorvet.com. I answer all my own mail, so you don't have to feel like you're talking to some extra person or something.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If I do a poem, will you play behind me?
Sure.
Or, okay.
What, is there a type of preference or something? Or?
Just play and kind of cover up. I'm gonna try to sing, so you'll be just like masking this voice. But okay. Would you hand me a pillow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try to put this together.
Set a mood.
Does it have to be fast? Or?
No, you can just play. You can just play after you vibe or whatever. I'm just vibing, but let me see. Okay. Since you went away, I've been down and lonely. Since you went away, I've been thinking about you. Since you went away, I've been down and lonely. Since you went away, I've been thinking about you. I remember your face as if yesterday, the last time we kissed and even embraced. I remember you touching your hands on my face, trying to wipe all of my pain away. You were so strong and I was so weak. The pain so intense, my heart ached to beat, my throat hurt to speak, my eyes couldn't seek me. Being without you, you're all that I knew, all that we've been through. How could we not conclude? You're more than my man, you're my best friend, and there when the thick seemed to turn into thin. So I can't comprehend these changing events. You took a walk on the blocks that haven't been seen. Since you went away, I've been down and lonely. Since you went away, I've been thinking about you. Since you went away, I've been down and lonely. Since you went away, I've been thinking about you. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.